Over the last week or two, I have asked all of the sources I get to speak to, the insiders that work within the industry, what is their opinion about what is going to happen with Stargate in 2024? What are their predictions? And I got a consensus. Welcome to SciTrek, your sci-fi TV and movie channel. So I think it's fair to say we know Amazon was going to announce a movie at San Diego Comic-Con. SciTrek actually started talking about this well over a year ago, but to be honest, a few insiders and even a couple of actors have come out and basically confirmed it ever since. We are as close, as near as damn it certain they were going to announce this at San Diego Comic-Con. Now, there's been lots of problems along the way. We've heard rumours about directors being approached and potentially even being signed on. We've heard rumours about a script bouncing around, and I've actually spoken to people who have seen versions of that script. We believe Mark Fergus is still involved, even though we're not 100% certain. We think they might have even started actual preparations for filming in Eastern Europe. And actually, the original plan was that this was going to be filmed in Eastern Europe and a lot of the special effects done in Germany. We think that maybe has changed now because by the time Amazon are actually going to be able to film this, they will actually have studio capacity in the USA to be able to do it, something they simply wouldn't have had last summer. So as time has gone on, Amazon has evolved its plan. But what is that plan now? What can we actually expect in 2024? And what are all my sources saying they think is going to happen? First of all, is it possible we'll get a January announcement? Well, of course it is. At the end of the day, Amazon could now decide to announce this anytime that their ducks are all in a row. We have always said on this channel they are going to want a main actor, which we don't think they have. They're going to want a director, which we think they might have. They need a script, obviously, and we think they have that too. But also from a business point of view, they physically need somewhere to film it, and we think they'll have that by the summer. So the announcement really could come any time. They could just put that press statement out, boom. Stargate is coming back alongside things like RoboCop, Legally Blonde, etc., etc. Because guys, you've got to remember, Amazon haven't actually announced any major MGM projects since they've took over 18 months ago. MGM was in a bit of a state. They've basically now absorbed MGM into Amazon Pictures. They have restructured the business completely. They fired a bunch of people, they've hired a bunch of people. All of that work, we believe, has now been done, but it did take a long time. We believe RoboCop is coming. It's not been announced. Legally Blonde 3 has actually been in development now for nearly 2 years, and we've had no update. And obviously, that's the film we're most excited about on this channel. Now, MGM spent over $8 billion to buy the name of MGM. They want MGM in their title. They want the respect having MGM in their title brings them. They want the respect of other studios. But they also want all of that lovely IP, all of those movies that MGM has made over the years that they now have access to. Remembering, we haven't even had an announcement on Bond, the most valuable thing MGM owns. So don't stress that we haven't had a Stargate announcement yet. But is a January announcement actually possible? Well, in a video a couple of months ago, I told you that MGM Plus and the head of MGM Plus, Mike Wright, actually does believe and have been basically promised a series for MGM Plus. He's been arguing that they desperately need something like a Stargate series for ages if they want to grow MGM Plus as a streaming service, a streaming platform. And a new series like that would really be their main show. That would be the thing that they would advertise like mad. That would be the thing that drives growth. And they've been arguing that for the last 18 months. Now, we've been telling you, as I said, that Amazon seemed to want to do a movie first. But I can actually tell you in a minute that there has been a little bit of movement, and I am hearing a rumor that we might get something quite interesting that might be much sooner than the movie. But I'll tell you about that in a minute. And that, as I say, MGM Plus believe they have a promise verbally that they will get that series eventually. I don't think that will be this year. But if it is, it will be on the MGM development slate that is released at the end of January or early February. That is basically when MGM Plus releases information about all of the stuff that they're going to be doing over the next 12 months. So if they have actually got Amazon to agree to a series and they're going to be allowed to have that series in the next 12 to 18 months, it will be on that slate and we will get that January announcement we're looking forward to. Do I think it's likely? Not really. If you enjoy the channel and you want to support us more, go and check out the description where there's links to all of the other SciTrek stuff, including links to our partner YouTube channels like Matt's Nerd Corner, Stormy's channel, Harris's M Cubed. Also, though, don't forget to drop us a thumbs up and a comment. All of these things help us with YouTube and those pesky little algorithms, and they help spread the channel even further. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. So when do I think we will get an announcement? I think it will be at San Diego Comic-Con in June 2024. And actually, when I've spoken to my sources, 14 out of 15 agreed with me that it's most likely that they will delay until San Diego Comic-Con. Even though some of them agree we may get some sort of statement before then. We may get some sort of just basically a press release online saying, we're developing Robocop Stargate, blah, blah, blah. They may do that. But at San Diego Comic-Con, we will get a big announcement, actors on stage, all of that sort of thing. That's really what they hoped to do back June 2023, and that is going to be the target because Stargate will be a big deal for Amazon. Obviously, Bond is number one, but really Stargate is number two. So if they can do that and do that big announcement at San Diego Comic-Con, they will. So what is the little bit of a surprise I mentioned earlier in the video? Well, as I say, MGM have been arguing that they want a TV series the whole way through. And I said to you 3 or 4 months ago now, there was a big meeting just towards the end of the strikes where Amazon said, okay, come on, tell us everything. Why do you think this should be a series, not a movie? Now, I said to you, I don't actually know what the result of that meeting was or that discussion. I don't know if Amazon went, all right, then go on, have a series, or whether they went, no, movie. But I do hear rumors. The rumor is actually that Amazon did basically dismiss the argument and said that, no, this is going to be a movie first. We've got the budget for it. We're going, and we've already done loads of work on it as well. We're going ahead. But they conceded some of the argument. What Mike Wright and the others at MGM Plus were saying was that there's been a big gap. We need something to explain some of that gap before you go into a movie. And if we do that with a series, it will then make the movie way more understandable and hopefully underpin and give a foundation to its success. If they just do a film, it's a big risk. So Amazon may have actually conceded that point, and there are conversations right now about a mini series. This is something that would establish what has been happening over the last few years, the decade basically of missing Stargate, and that would set up the movie. That would then be followed by a series. Now, that is, I think, really interesting, especially considering if you consider the timelines. So what I'm being told is the plan at the moment, and this hasn't been decided as far as I know, this is just what they're talking about at the moment. The mini-series would be on our screens either the end of 2024 or the start of 2025. The movie would actually start filming this summer and would then take about 18 months to get to the cinema. So that would be probably early 2026, maybe the winter of 2025, but it would really depend on how much work has already been done, which we think quite a lot has been done in pre-production, etc., getting stuff ready, and how big a grander scale a movie is. If this is a way more actor, person-driven movie and there isn't mass loads of special effects, then that would bring that date sooner. So in that sort of region. A then full-blown proper TV series would follow in 2026. That is what I'm predicting is happening. And to be honest, the bulk of the people I speak to agree that that is a likely and sensible prediction to make. I get to speak to people all of the time now behind the scenes that do not want to share their identities, obviously, because it's their job at the end of the day. I actually do get to speak occasionally to people that have worked on Stargate that, again, have refused to identify themselves and refused to speak about Stargate on our channel because they hope to maybe get a job in the future on Stargate and they don't want to rock the boat. I've actually got to speak to 2 or 3 actors I desperately tried to get to do interviews on this channel, and they basically said, "I can't right now. Wait until the announcement's made, and then we'll talk again." Now, that screams to me that they know the things that we know, the things that we've been talking about, that this is the worst kept secret in Hollywood, that this is being planned, and they hope to get a job out of it at the end. And do I blame them? No, of course not. Of course they'd want to get involved in something like this, and I hope they do. So let's see what happens in the next few months. But we might still be waiting a little longer than we wanted. But guys, get into the comments and tell me what you think. What is your prediction for what Amazon will finally do with Stargate? This is definitely going to happen. I would actually bet one of my children on this. It's going to happen. Yes, we've had delay after delay because of the restructuring of MGM and then the actors' strikes and the writers' strikes. But there is really nothing. Once Amazon has got its capacity up and running for studio space this year, there is nothing stopping them from finally doing Stargate. What do you predict, though, is going to happen? And what's the sort of time frame you think is sensible? Get into the comments and tell me exactly what you think. If you are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. It really helps us out and you'll never miss any of our new videos. Also, you can go to patreon.com/SciTrek, which is where most of our videos premiere first. And you get to see them without the adverts, you lucky bunnies. Also, go to scitrek.co.uk, where I write stories based on a lot of our videos and I try to add a little bit more information for you to digest. Go and check it out. And as always, please stay safe and I'll see you next time.